Where the hell is Drake?
He's up for his review. Where is he?
Yo, Drake! Where are you?
I'm kicking ass and not taking names!
Ah, god damn it. Grab the camera.
Come on.
Father duck. Freaking idiot.
Nice. That's where he is. Alright, so...
What?
Yeah, you're supposed to be doing your review for Armored Core 5.
Do my review?
Yeah, your review.
Yeah, when the hell did that start?
About 10 minutes ago?
Oh, shit. Oh, well, okay. Well, hey, YouTubers, Drake here. As you can tell, I'm a little too addicted to Armored Core 5. Yeah. My favorite series. I'm sorry, guys. So, I'm going to go ahead and give you my review. Unfortunately, let's just say, just enjoy my review, okay? Alright, folks, Drake here, doing the review for my Armored Core 5. Oh my god, I cannot begin to tell you how much I love this game. Now, once again, it is not my favorite Armored Core, which 4 answer being my favorite, but it is up there nonetheless. Now, one thing about this game that they did with the campaign itself is not a very long campaign, but then each mission is not short like they were in 4 Answer, where you can basically finish most missions in 4 Answer in about a couple of minutes. Where this one, sometimes some of the missions can drag on to almost about 30 minutes depending on how you played. Now, they did add the co-op capabilities to this game, which I was praying to God for, which they only kept it as 2-player, which I wish it was kind of 3 players, so that way we here at the Studio Dead can all play the campaign together and, yeah, do some raping. But unfortunately they didn't. Now, not only do they have just the story mission, which is kind of good, but not that great, they also have the side missions, which are kind of like a little story within itself, which it does give you tid pieces about a couple of other characters that it didn't introduce, especially into the regular storyline, but it's still a lot of fun nonetheless. Now, I've gotten past mission 80, but when I got to mission 49 and got an achievement that I was 30% done, that scared me, but then it had excited me in the same process. Ugh. Now, these side missions, you can also do 2 players as well, so that way you can go ahead and do a co-op campaign trying to complete them all together and get the best score possible. Now, one thing that they did also add is, in the multiplayer aspect, is they changed how the battle system can be. Now, they gave an option of playing a 4+1 on 4+1. If you don't know what I mean by that, that's basically 4 ACs to 1 operator. That is correct. You actually now have an operator when you're playing with at least 5 people on one team. Now, that one operator, he's got the ability to see the map and ping the map, so that way he can go ahead and see, you know what, is the enemy near this area, but these pings don't last very long. So that way when he pings them, he can go ahead and try to mark where they're at, so that way the other team can go ahead and figure, okay, this is over here and this is over here. Now, he can also scan the targets as well, as long as they're in those ping areas, so that way he can try to determine on what type of mech he has, so he can determine what mech on his team would be best against it. Now, there's different missions that you can choose when you do the multiplayer. You can either do the versus like everybody else does, or you can do the modes to where you can actually capture territories for your team. And these capturing territories, there's different ways that you can do it. They've got the different types of missions to where you can destroy helicopters, steal data, and a couple of other different ones. Now, you can play these missions with just your team versus the territory to try to gain points for it. But to get more points to be able to capture it, it would be best to do the versus against another team to try to capture those territories a lot easier. Now, another thing about this game I do have to admit was kind of awkward. I will move on to the controls. When I first played it, I was kind of upset. I got used to the fact of holding one button to hover all the time, or not hover, but use the regular boost all the time, so that way you can have a higher mobility of moving around. But they changed it on this one, where instead of holding a button, you actually press the bumper for it, and it just toggles it. Now, like I said, I didn't like it at first until after a few minutes thinking, you know what, my finger doesn't hurt trying to fight these guys. So, I mean, I have to admit, I liked that. The only reason why I missed the other method was because my boost button was also my jump button, which on this one they made it kind of awkward because your jump button is now A, or whatever you decide to put it at. So when you're trying to aim and jump and dodge at the same time, you've got to make sure you bounce between your A button and then your right thumbstick so you can continually try to make sure you track the targets. Now, it does have somewhat of an auto-targeting system, so that way when you're holding the attack button, it'll kind of stay toggled onto it, but when you're dodging real quick, sometimes it doesn't work out very well. Now, I do have to admit, when the mechs are walking, of course, you can see and feel their weight when you're looking at it. Then when you're in the boost mode, you can still feel the weight, because depending on what type of boost you had and depending on what type of weight your mech had, you can see the struggle of it trying to change directions. Now, they still had the ability to do a quick boost, so that way you still have the dodge, and in conjunction with jumping off of a wall, you can also climb to new heights. Instead of flying straight up like you would in the other games, you would actually jump off of things to gain your height. Now, not only can you jump off of it to gain height, but you can also take advantage of it by using it to actually propel yourself in the opposite direction. Now, it uses a little bit less of the quick boost, which actually makes your fights last a lot longer. So that way, if you're going to run away, you can run away a lot easier without having to worry about using so much energy. Whereas if you just press the quick boost a couple times, it would use a lot of energy because it's got to compensate for the body's weight. Whereas jumping off of something actually compensates the weight on itself when he pushes off. Now, going on from the controls, we're going on to the graphics now. Now, the graphics, I will admit, they did a beautiful job. I love the way they put detail into these mechs, and not only the mechs, but also the scenery, and not only the scenery, but also the enemies, and not only the enemies, but the big bosses. They did bring them back, but I kind of miss where you can do them on 1 versus 1 for the bosses. Now they made it, you've got to play a 4-player or a 3-player fight versus one of the big bosses. But in this game, there's a reason why they did that, because these big bosses, you definitely would not be able to handle them on your own. You would need a group of 4 to be able to handle these things. So when it comes down to it, I won't deny it. Yes, oh my god, that's crazy. But that's another thing I forgot to mention earlier, because I'm too much loving this game, is the boss battles. They do have them temporarily up every once in a while, but these boss battles, oh my god, they're not kidding. Do not go alone. 4 people minimum, because these things can really rape you hard. And I still remember the first time I played it, when 2 of my teammates went down. I'm sitting there looking at the big mech. He looks at me and says, "Hey, you look like a good snack," and torched me. I will not deny that was scary, exhilarating, and fucked up all at once. But anyways, now we're going to go ahead and go into the wrap-up. Just so you know, my personal opinion, if you love mechs, buy this game. If you hate mechs, still rent it. You might like the ability of being able to fight with the way they have it built on the multiplayer system. Not only that, even if you don't like it, it's worth a try to see what you think about it. Alright, folks, but this is Drake, and here we go for the wrap-up.
No, it's like, yo, don't you think you played enough, man?
No. It's AC versus AC. Stop fucking me up.
Well, you have to stop playing. You know?
No. I am going to rape you and your daughter too.
All right. So now we gotta.
This thing's gonna die. It's just Armored Core. It's just Armored Core.
Yes, it is. But they're dead Armored Cores.
We'll be back right after these violent messages.
doing that.
Folks, this is our wrap-up of Armored Core 5. Dick. And as you can see...
You know you look like chicken right now.
I love it. Wait,
Oh, yeah. Continue.
I'm gonna freebase you, I swear to God. Well, anyways, Dead Man gives it a skull. Dick here, who won't let me continue playing, known as Zeiss. Skull, which I forgive him for doing this, for giving it that. And myself, a wonderful skull. So you guys can see. Perfect review. All of us love it. Buy it, rent it, steal it. Beat your friend for it.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you heard me. No, you give it a skull. Like I said, I forgive you for this one.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, once again, that's my review of Armored Core. Now I need to beat up an AC right now. Thanks.